On this episode of Hawaii's Best, we're going to be talking about the best time to visit Hawaii. So let's do this.
Aloha. Welcome to Hawaii's Best. Here, you'll learn what to know before traveling as we discover Hawaiian culture, local businesses, and the experiences that make Hawaii one of the most incredible places in the world. And now, your host, Bryan Murphy.
Aloha and welcome to Hawaii's Best. Thank you so much for joining us today. So excited that you're here. You're checking us out for the first time. I want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button, drop a review below. That lets other people who love Hawaii just like you be able to find this podcast and this conversation. And if you're on Instagram, check us out at hawaiis.best. And when you're over there, be sure to DM me. Let me know that you are from the podcast, and I would love to connect with you. We are talking about the best time to visit Hawaii. Now, this might seem like a simple question and perhaps a simple answer, and part of it is a simple answer, but there are some nuances to it and some things to consider if you are planning a trip to the amazing Hawaiian Islands. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the different seasons in Hawaii. And maybe you're thinking about, there's really no seasons in Hawaii. And there are some seasons in Hawaii, and there's some things to consider, especially if you've been saving up all year to come to Hawaii and you're planning on picking the right time of the year to come. Maybe you're thinking about doing that, or you're coming with your family and everyone's got their busy schedules and whatnot. And I just want to provide some tips to consider when you're picking your time to visit the amazing Hawaiian Islands. This is a solo episode, and I want to just provide some quick value to you, and I want to get your thoughts on the matter as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share some of my experiences with you and about the best time to visit Hawaii and some of the trends that I've seen. And I'm going to go through briefly about what the different seasons look like: fall, winter, spring, and summer in Hawaii. I'll be also linking up in the show notes a blog post that we wrote that kind of coincides with this episode with a little bit further detail as well. And I'd love to hear your comments about what do you think is the best time to visit Hawaii. And some of this is subjective, and some of this is budget focused, and some of it is experience focused. So we're going to be covering all of that today on Hawaii's Best. Thanks again for joining us. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into this. Typically, January is the wettest month in Hawaii, and December is the coldest. June is the driest. And what's cool is that pretty much any time of the year is like t-shirts and board shorts weather. You might need like a little light jacket in January, but all is good. Probably the most popular time based on statistics to visit Hawaii is probably May. You know, school is starting to get out. People are coming to stay throughout the summer. So it's important to decide prior to you coming to Hawaii what you want to do and to get the most out of your experience. Because in the winter months, if you're a surfer, surf is really great. In the summer months, it's really great for learning how to surf. For example, you go on the North Shore of Oahu, waves are ginormous during the winter season, and I definitely don't go out there during the winter. If you're a novice surfer or you're just starting out surfing, you definitely don't want to go surfing on the North Shore during the winter months. However, South Shore, it's always a good time to learn how to surf Waikiki. But what's really cool is that in the summer months on the North Shore of Oahu, those waves that were huge and big during the wintertime, that area, sunset and everything up there is typically pretty calm. So it really depends on what you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to get out of your Hawaiian trip. In fall's a great time to go because the summer rush is over. You get a little bit better deals around some of the resorts and activities. There's still plenty to do around the islands. Like, it's not just shut down, like crowds get out of the way and Hawaii stops. No, like there's still plenty to do during the fall. I love Hawaii in the fall just because crowds aren't a huge thing and demand is usually lower. So like I said, you can probably get a better deal on accommodations. So if budget savviness is a thing in your Hawaiian trip, definitely consider the fall. And when I talk about fall, I'm talking like late September or even early September through kind of the middle part of November. when that Thanksgiving and December and Christmas and wintertime starts to come, rates do start to go up. And it's really cool. Just the thought of being in Hawaii during Christmas, 80 degrees out and palm trees is kind of a cool experience. So if you want to do that, it's definitely going to cost a bit more money to go during that week experiencing Christmas. What's also cool about the winter months in Hawaii, I'm talking about like December and even through April, is whale season. And one of the best places to experience whale season is on the west side of Maui, kind of over by Lahaina, over there by Molokai and Lanai. Those are some of the most incredible places to experience the whale watching season. So as the trade winds start picking up in that winter and early year, it's definitely a lot wetter until springtime when the trade winds start to recede and rainy days are fewer and the sun is almost always out. But the temperatures haven't reached the humid highs typically of summer. So spring is also another great time to consider if weather is most on your radar. If you're wanting the best weather, I would definitely encourage you to look in either early fall or early spring. Those are probably the best times to get almost guaranteed great weather. So as you can see, Hawaii offers something for everyone's taste in vacation. And the trick to getting the most enjoyment out of your vacation is to plan so it coincides with the best weather conditions for your planned activities and perhaps cheaper ticket prices, or even your tolerance for crowds. So I really hope that these tips really helped you. And to get even more, a deeper dive into the best times to visit Hawaii, go to livehawaiisbest.com/best times to visit Hawaii. And I got a blog post for you there, and it kind of lays it out even more in depth about each of the seasons. So thanks again so much for joining me today on the solo episode of Hawaii's Best. I would love for you to let me know what you think about this format. Kind of doing this quick episode just to put some value out there. I'd love to know what you think about this format. Still definitely going to bring longer formats with guests and more interviews from some of Hawaii's best experiences and businesses. Thanks so much. Hit subscribe. And until next time, be well. Aloha.
Mahalo for listening to this episode of Hawaii's Best. To stay up to date on future episodes, please subscribe and visit us at hawaiisbesttravel.com.